Welcome to the Burning Issue podcast. First hot seat episode. What's up, James?
Hey, I'm back at it.
We have our two guests here. Would y'all like to introduce yourselves?
Sure. Hi. I'm Kate Anderson.
I'm Meredith Methvin. We're doing last names.
This is also the first podcast episode with our election results in.
That is true.
That is true. It is.
Yeah.
How do we feel about that? Just real quick.
I mean, I think you can guess how we feel.
I mean, I'm not feeling particularly good.
It's not what we were hoping for, obviously.
Look, I'll be honest. He shocked me. I really thought Kamal was going to win.
I really thought you were kind of BSing me with that when you told me that.
No, I really did.
I really thought you were.
I did.
No, see, but I think I'm on the opposite end. I kind of expected this because
No, I did.
I
did.
that there's been, I think that Kamala ran the best campaign that she could with what she was given.
Well, yeah, because I mean, she was the only option at when Joe Biden dropped out. Like that was the only thing they could do.
But there were a lot of mistakes that she made that I think costed her the election. For one, not distancing herself as an individual from Joe. I think that was something that really affected the way people voted because, despite, it's just a fact that Joe Biden is an unpopular president at the time, right now, in this moment. And so she didn't distinguish herself in a way. And I think the rhetoric that was used by the Democratic Party as well was a bit of a failure. They should have leaned more into the populist Bernie Sanders sort of thing, in my opinion, instead of relying on the institutionalist, everything's the same, status quo. And I think that's why ultimately she lost, is that people, want to see radical change, whether that's the bad change, in my opinion, and things like that. So, yeah.
I wasn't surprised.
So. Really?
It was game time.
Game time. All right. Thank you for your input, James. Like always.
Sorry, I went all long.
No, you're good. That was a good response. So, way too loud. So, our topic for today is January 6th. Yep. Would y'all like to cover y'all's perspective?
Ladies first.
Sure.
Ladies first. There you go.
Okay, yeah. So, just kind of like off the bat, like I mean, just like I remember, January 6th, I was in 10th grade, but basically my account of it is I fully see it as treason and as an insurrection. I think that it was mostly like incited by Trump and his words and everything that he was saying in his speech right before. He was sitting there saying that he didn't lose the election, that everything is fake news, all these fake results, and he's sitting there trying to get Mike Pence to overturn the election results, and I really just think that is a lack of respect for democracy and the Constitution, and I think that just shows that he was just throwing a temper tantrum and couldn't handle the fact that he lost. I fully do think that he lost. I think it's absolutely insane that he was sitting there spouting all this stuff saying that he did not lose the election. I think that was mostly the start of it, that he claimed that he won the 2020 election and that his supporters need to fight to take it back and all this stuff like that. And then he didn't want Mike Pence to certify the election results. He asked him point blank to literally Mike Pence to put Trump over the Constitution in order to not certify the election results. Yeah, I see your face. You seem excited. You seem excited.
It's going to be a very good episode.
Yeah, I think he was lying to his supporters over and over again that the election is stolen. But again, it was also a predetermined attack. They had gone there knowing what they were going to do something at some point. They went there.
Define they. Trump's
Trump supporters,
okay.
And it was people like the Proud Boys and those sort of groups, extremist. But also just the Trump supporters who were there listening to his speech as well. But I don't really know what they thought they could actually accomplish by taking over the Capitol. They wanted, but that was treason, and that they attacked the United States Capitol. I don't think that's okay. I think that's like that's not what you do when your president loses. But in terms of like whose fault it is, I really just mostly think it's Trump's.
I mean, just
whatever
about,
you want to add.
Yeah, I mean, just about what you said. I think that in a well-functioning democracy, anybody who incites an insurrection would be in jail currently. In a well-functioning democracy, Donald Trump he would be in jail. He would not be allowed to run. And we see that there's a reason that a lot of people who were in Trump's corner in his previous administration aren't anymore. There's a reason why these people don't want to be involved. There's a reason why currently his cabinet picks are a bunch of like random who are these people? Who are these people? There's a reason why. It's because
who are you referring to? Like, who are these people? Like, who are you talking about?
Like, you see, like, politicians that, like, you don't really hear about. Like, you had the previous administration was, it was stacked with, I guess you consider they're rhinos now. Yeah. Like, people that were sort of a part of the mainstream Republican Party. But now you see people, like, he's considering RFK Jr. for a cabinet position.
The man, yeah.
What?
So,
why?
But what does their popularity have to do with their effectiveness?
Popularity has to do with
I mean, before it was like generals and actual like government officials who had, like.
Yeah, I mean, like General Flynn and all, but yeah, they got kicked out or they had what happened to them. So he's just getting back in. So he still has a chance to, shape his cabinet.
Well, he's not getting them out. They left.
What has to do with extremism?
They don't want to be a part of it because it's so extreme, and they say Trump's a fascist, and we don't want to be a part of his administration.
But everyone's up to their own opinion, right?
Yeah.
So they can say whatever
They say
they
he's
want.
black too, but that don't mean he's black. So.
All right. Anyway.
Okay. I guess that's all right.
Okay. No, I don't see what that's doing. Like, but I think that it's sort of like, the people don't want to be associated with Donald Trump and his administration because it is so extreme. It's damaging. You can't run on the idea of gutting the civil service, gutting the Department of Education, because that's not how government works. You can't run government doesn't run without these civil servants. That people think that, it's really the president that runs everything. Oh, no, it's legislature. It's the civil servants that run everything. The bureaucracy, I know it's a scary sounding word, but the bureaucracy, whatever, civil servants, whatever you want to call it, they're highly trained professionals that run these things for a reason, and what keeps the country running from a day-to-day, operation. And when you have extremists running these, civil servant positions, that's not how that doesn't work. Because the civil service isn't meant to be a partisan institution. It's meant to be something that simply runs things day to day. That's the point of the civil service.
I know, the bureaucracy just is so that, America can run. It's just the behind the scenes paperwork, things, everyday things that just make America run. It's not supposed to be about like favors and political like gain and just like things like that. It's supposed to be people who are genuinely fit for the job. I feel like we're getting a little off topic now.
Yeah, we're a little off topic. Let's get back to what we were talking about, please.
So back to the Trump's old cabinet real quick. Like, have they come out and said it's because he's an extremist, or is that y'all's?
Yes. Almost everyone on the cabinet.
Who said that?
Yeah. I can pull it up. I mean, this wasn't what we were going to talk about, so. But I can pull it up.
Okay, well.
No, please, we can do this if you want. I don't mind.
Well, if you want to go this way.
No.
Okay,
I was just curious if you had it on hand. If you don't have it on hand.
I don't know their like names. I don't know it's full cabinet. Like
yeah, sorry, I couldn't
not that like
exact name, but I promise you that people have come out and called Donald Trump a fascist that were in his previous administration. I can promise you there are plenty of staffers who worked on Kamala's campaign that came from, as you would call it, rhinos and things like that. There's plenty of people who have come out. I mean, this isn't a cabinet person, but I mean, Liz Cheney, who is, longtime Republican, has come out against Donald Trump, called him a fascist. Even one of our own representative.
She wrote half this. She was the co-chair.
Yeah, co-chair, literally co-chair. Even one of our
on the January 6th committee.
She was, or vice chair, I guess. Sometimes it says co-chair, sometimes it's vice, but yeah, she wrote a big old statement on it too.
And who was that again?
Liz Cheney.
Liz Cheney.
But what her position?
Well, vice chair on the cabinet for the
Vice chair of the January
the
6th
select
committee.
committee that was made in the House to investigate the January 6th attack. It's
Okay.
kind of like the committee they had after 9/11.
No, yeah.
You know, they have the
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. So a lot of people are comparing January 6th to 9/11.
How do y'all feel about that?
Yes. Do y'all feel
Oh,
the same?
did you guys say how do I
Yes.
feel about
Those
it?
on the same
How do I feel
playing
about it? Okay, I don't think they're on the same playing field. One, just 100% because of
Okay.
like loss of life and like things like that.
I agree.
But I do think it is a form of terrorism.
Terrorism.
Okay.
But I do think so. Not necessarily. So it is on a smaller scale because of like one, there wasn't like bombs and like things like
There were
that.
definitely threats of bombs.
Yes, there's. But what I'm saying is, it wasn't like thousands of people died like that.
Yeah.
So it wasn't, and that wasn't their goal either. But I do think it was an act of terrorism because they were going there to kill Mike Pence and other members of Congress. So I do think there was real threats involved with that, and I do think it was like definitely an act of terrorism, but I don't necessarily think it's on the same level at all.
And it's obviously a different level of like who was attacking. You know, that's
Yeah.
9/11. That's an external terrorist.
Yeah, that's
threat from-
domestic.
this is a domestic terrorist threat.
And it's also like because of an election, and it's just like a response, not necessarily just we hate America.
Just to correct you real quick, there
Okay.
were two pipe bombs found.
I just mean like there wasn't like a freaking plane that went through the Capitol. Like
okay.
I just
Well,
think
you said bomb, not
okay,
plane,
I know.
but
I'm
okay.
sorry. I mean it was on a much smaller scale
Okay,
on that level.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, but yeah, there were two pipe bombs. One at the Republican and Democrat houses, I believe, something like that. All right, so where do we start, James? Y'all have any suggestions? Where to
No,
start?
I mean,
I
so
mean,
y'all
y'all can
already,
just give us like your account of what
okay.
you
Yeah,
think.
give us your account.
Overview of January 6th. So I think
Yeah, y'all can go give
Yeah,
it a
please.
little
I think you should go
overview.
straight into the transcript and let's get to work.
Just straight. Okay.
Okay.
So, Kay, I was told you have the transcript as well, huh?
Of his speech?
Yes.
Yes.
The hour and 11
it's
minutes.
real long though, so I was
No, it
gonna
is.
nitpick it.
No,
Or, like,
of course. No,
yeah,
yeah.
I know. But a lot of it is like ramblings and
Yeah, no,
you
no,
know.
no.
Dementia riddled.
It was definitely a hefty speech. But,
Yeah.
but so, what I got from the speech is he said the word capital three times throughout the whole hour and 11-minute speech, and only one time was it relevant to what we're talking about. The other two times were like, oh, we're meeting this beautiful capital, stuff like that, right? Only one time
Yeah,
it was relevant.
Yeah, no, he went on a little rambling about all the monuments. I thought that was funny.
Yeah. Well, they're beautiful.
Beautiful monuments.
Anyway.
Beautiful monuments.
So the only time he did mention the Capitol by name, the way we're talking about is, and I quote, "I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard." And then he did mention at the very end of his speech, he didn't mention the Capitol, but he said, "We'll soon be." Let me get to it. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. It was the last sentence. Basically, just to, give a... Huh?
I'm still
Oh,
scrolling.
yeah.
It's still
So anyway, the last sentence was, we're going to march down Pennsylvania Avenue, or I know a lot of you are going to march down Pennsylvania Avenue. Mm-hmm. So that's the transcript. So a lot of people were saying this speech rallied up the people to go invade the Capitol, and I mean, I don't know what you found, but the only remarks due to the Capitol is he used the word peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
He also said, and we fight. We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
Yes,
He also
but-
said stuff like that.
But like, football team fight, like my high school champ, fight. Like, come on.
That's a figure of speech.
That is a figure of speech. Like,
Yeah. He
I mean, does it
also
matter?
talked about taking back the country.
Hold on, I want to go back to.
again,
I want to go back. Hold on,
Okay.
I want to go back to the figure of speech thing. I don't care. I don't care that it's a figure of speech. I'm not going to lie to you. He said that people took it literally. People went to the Capitol. People died. They went with the intention of going and hanging Mike Pence. I feel like I want to clear that up. Did the people go to the Capitol? Did the Trump supporters go to the Capitol with the intention of somehow inhibiting or hurting Mike Pence so that, the certification would be stopped. Can
No.
you acknowledge that?
Not from what I see.
No, there were supporters dressed as Trump supporters, but Trump supporters,
Yeah, we will be definitely talking about that.
Oh, we're talking about Antifa?
more or less.
More.
Not
They-
really,
they-
but
y'all think the FBI?
Sure. All right, look, we gonna get to that. I got
Yeah,
that
yeah,
right.
I know y'all gonna
look,
get
I
to
got
that.
that right
They-
there.
yeah,
Court
they think
memorandum.
Perfect.
Yeah, I know where y'all are going with that.
Perfect. No, okay,
When we
great.
get to it, I'm gonna pass it over.
But
Okay,
you don't,
okay.
but just that you don't acknowledge that Trump supporters went to the Capitol to stop Mike Pence from certifying the election.
Not from what I saw.
no.
I do
No.
believe
Then
Mike.
what were they doing?
Well, the original.
What is the reason to break into? I'm sorry to interrupt.
No,
What
you're
was the reason to break into the Capitol? To break in, okay? They go. Can we acknowledge that they break in?
Yeah, they broke it.
Yes.
Okay.
They entered.
What's the reason? Why do it? If
That's a
not
great
to
question.
stop, why?
They were persuaded to break in by
Provocateurs.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Why? What did they provoke? What did they
To-
provoke in them?
exactly what y'all are here for, to make Trump look bad.
Yeah.
They are provoking them to
We're
break
here
into
to
the.
make
Okay,
Trump
they
look
want to
bad?
make. Okay. No, let's continue. They want to make Trump look bad. How are they going to make Trump look bad? Okay,
By saying-
what were they incited to do? They can't. It can't just be to make Trump bad. That's nebulous and vague and means nothing. What was really what happened?
So
Why were they there?
they were there. Mass majority were at the Capitol, not inside the Capitol. Mass majority
No,
were
I don't
at.
care why they were outside. I want to get why were they inside the Capitol?
They were provoked to make Trump look bad.
They were
Okay,
provoked.
what does
How-
that mean?
Who provoked them?
What does that mean? Provoke to make Trump bad. What does that mean? I just I don't how
Okay.
are they going to make him look bad?
Okay.
What is
So wait,
gonna
hold on.
make look bad?
Let me chime in here. So you said, and quote, they were insurrectionists, right?
Yes.
Okay, so they say so. A group of American patriots goes to the Capitol. There's FBI provocateurs. They say, "Hey, we need to go on the Capitol." Like when we get there, I'll say, if y'all know the name Ray Epps, you will in a little bit. But anyway, Ray Epps was an FBI agent, and he said, and quote, he's one of the people at one of the borders. I mean, not the borders, one of the barriers. He said, and quote, we were storming the Capitol, and then he says, we need more people. He whispers to this guy Ryan Sampson. So Ray Epps was also an FBI agent, and they had him in a hearing, and he was a list of 16 topics. He was one of the lists. So then they had a court memorandum, which gave him or knocked his thing down to a misdemeanor for inciting violence, or aka provocateuring. So if you wanted to make Trump look bad, get all the patriots who like Trump to go to the Capitol, which originally the thing was named the Stop the Steal Rally. So this whole insurrection thing, I don't know where that came from. But so they provoked them to go inside. The only person who died, that was no members of the House or the Congress who were in there died. Ashley Babbitt died, got shot in the shoulder. So
I mean,
Okay,
whoa.
we'll entertain this pivot. This is a pivot from what we were previously doing.
I can
We'll
answer.
entertain this pivot.
I can answer your question. Was how are they making Trump look
I was
bad?
in there.
No, just what are we inciting? Why is it?
Okay, so
What?
I don't
It's so
think
vague.
that it was anything incited necessarily, like at the rally that really made them do this. This was predetermined beforehand.
I agree.
They had like come up with this. I mean, there was like Twitter groups, and I know it's like others, but like it was a lot on social media. People were radicalized through social media and extremism and things like that. But it was groups like the Proud Boys who did that. It was an organized attack. They did this beforehand. They knew this was going to happen. It wasn't just like, it didn't just come out of nowhere. It didn't just come because one guy said, let's storm the Capitol. They were going to do that beforehand. They
I agree.
planned on doing this beforehand.
I agree. It was predetermined. I don't agree with who you think it was predetermined by.
I'm not saying it's just
Who was
the
it
Proud-
predetermined? Who do you think it was predetermined?
The
FBI.
government. He thinks
The
it's
government.
The FBI and the government.
The government.
What evidence do we have?
Yeah, no, let's pull it out. Let's get right to it.
All right. So, and there'll be links down below. I can't physically show you the video.
Okay, that's
We don't
fine.
have time. But there are countless videos, and I would like to point to one in particular. There's 3 MP officers dressed not in uniform. They're they're blending in with Trump supporters, and they have their body cams on. And one clip shows the officer helping protesters climb the scaffolding. He's chanting with the protesters. He's yelling, go, go, go. And he's yelling, push, 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 while they're trying to breach the Capitol.
And how do you know he's not just another Trump supporter who also wanted the same thing as
Yeah,
them.
I'm not gonna act like law enforcement being a Trump supporter. This doesn't shock me.
Oh, okay, but
I'm not shocked.
So the whole thing is, why is he not? He's not been charged. Why has everyone else been charged but him?
How many people were there? How many people were at that rally, and how many people were charged? That's a lot of people to charge.
But only few were breaking the law entering the Capitol.
How many?
I mean, all the people who were arrested broke into the Capitol.
Yeah, I feel like everybody who's been charged with something was someone in the Capitol.
It
Yeah,
was.
that might be fact.
It was all people in the Capitol, and it was all people who like were going into offices and going and doing all that.
So this officer helping people climb the scaffold to get into the Capitol. Was he not helping to break people into the Capitol?
I mean, I guess
And
technically,
I'm not-
but not necessarily.
I'm not
Because the
going-
FBI knew about it beforehand, so he could have just been an inside person trying to get information, and he's supposed to just be a part of it to like.
Okay.
See how
No,
it
I don't
plays
even
out
want
because they knew it was gonna happen.
I
Okay,
don't
so-
even want to entertain that. Hold on,
Whoa.
hold on. Can I say that? I don't even want to really entertain that. I'm not shocked that there would be someone who has a career in law enforcement who's also a Trump supporter who also wanted to go break into the Capitol. I'm not gonna act like this is some sort of outlier.
Yes,
thing.
but
Like,
this is
something-
while he's on duty. That's the issue. He is on duty.
On duty.
He's wearing his body cam,
What?
not a
People
GoPro
wear
on his
body
chest. No,
cams
not a military. Not a military. Police issue. His own personal police issue body cam, not a GoPro on the chest.
Yeah, and
he
if
is
you-
on duty.
And if you were an FBI agent and you were at the Capitol, all this is
Wearing
happening.
the-
Whoa, 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 whoa,
your
whoa, whoa,
favorite
whoa,
guy.
whoa,
No,
whoa,
let's
Let
go.
him
Let's
go.
go.
Here, let him go. Let him
whoa,
go.
whoa.
Here,
So
let him
if
go.
you were an FBI agent and you were at the Capitol, which I got right here, the former Capitol Police Chief Stephen Snudd said that there were 18 paid informers from the FBI and 20 from the Department of Homeland Security. So if you are FBI or Homeland Security, why would you help people go into the Capitol instead of telling them to go the other way?
That's a great point.
That makes
That's a
no
great
sense, right? Because they're supposed to defend what's up there, right?
Not necessarily.
What do you mean not necessarily?
They could have a cover. It could be inside of it. They're trying to get information, and then they can.
It's happening.
So
the information phase is over.
Right.
It's happening. And if they did
They
know
knew
about
It's
it,
gonna happen in it. They couldn't necessarily stop it from happening when it was happening.
the FBI couldn't stop a few citizen protesters.
Yeah.
When-
Whatever
It wasn't a
18,
few.
whatever-
It was
even if we wanna
thousands
entertain
of
the-
people.
It's the FBI.
Yeah, but a few people placed in the crowd aren't going to stop this whole thing.
This isn't a few people. There's
What
n-
did he say? 18 paid informers? Is
Yeah,
that what he said?
but that's
18 people in a
18 paid informants plus the 20 from the Department of Homeland Security plus the Capitol Police. So if they wanted to stop it, they could have stopped it.
so
No, they could not have. They did try and stop it.
the FBI. The FBI
I'm
can't.
not saying those people necessarily tried.
No, but
Talking
like the
about
FBI,
agency.
the FBI knew about it, right? They knew people were going to breach the Capitol. So if the FBI knew, obviously other government agencies should have known. Where was the National Guard at if they knew about it? Where, like what? Like
The National
If I'm not
Guard
mistaken, Nancy Pelosi
eventually
did-
after Trump requested for them.
what
That's
after
right.
like 6 hours?
and they denied
Well,
his
It wasn't
request.
Trump. It
Well,
wasn't
well,
Trump.
according to
Trump that requested the National Guard.
well, according to Kate, they knew about it. Like the government knew about this. So where's the National Guard? Where's the barricades? Where's the tear
You can't
gas?
necessarily
Yeah.
prove that it's going to happen beforehand. And also, Congress was in session. They're not like doing all this stuff. Like they didn't expect them to actually like.
But according
They
to
didn't expect it to take this far.
but you think it was terrorism, right?
Yeah.
Shouldn't all acts of potential terrorism be taken seriously?
Why wasn't
I'm not saying it wasn't
why
taken
wasn't there
seriously.
guards at 9/11? Why wasn't there guards at the World Trade Center before the planes hit? Why weren't there guards there?
They didn't know
Because
the
it's a
plane.
plane. It's a plane. What are
What do
guards
you
going to
mean?
do against a
There's plenty of people-
plane?
There's we have plenty of technology even back in 2001 that could take down a plane or reroute a plane through the military, 100%.
But
We-
we can talk about we can talk
no,
about
no,
9/11.
okay,
But why weren't there guards there? Like they should have known.
Are you comparing to the people who broke into the Capitol to a plane, a Boeing, what, 747?
Yeah, going through the
Let's
side
Two?
of the building.
The military does not have power to reroute a plane. Like
Okay, so the military has power to reroute a plane, and the military.
This is a route I really like. This is.
Okay.
Hold on,
okay.
let me add one thing. So the military has power to reroute a plane, and the military has power to surveil people. Why couldn't they stop January 6th if they wanted to?
Why couldn't they stop 9/11 if they wanted to?
Well, answer the question. Well, the question James asked.
Well,
It-
I don't think this is even a line of I don't care. That
You-
there
this
was
is a-
I
you
think
went
it's
down
a
this way.
conspiracy-
You went down this way.
Hold on. Let me answer. Let me answer, please. This is a conspiratorial line of 18 paid
no,
informers.
it's not conspiratorial.
No, 38 plus 20
This
other
is-
FBI.
When the FBI
dudes.
director was asked, did the FBI have human sources
He was
embedded
disposed.
in the poster in the protesters on January 6th? Danced around the question, never denied or clarified. It should have been a flat out no. No, the FBI.
Denied or clarified.
That was
He danced around.
Christopher Wray.
It should have been no, no matter what.
That was Christopher Wray.
He should have said no. Like, why couldn't you say no? Why couldn't? No, there was no FBI agents embedded in the crowd dressed as Trump supporters. Why couldn't you say no? Simple N-O.
He didn't want to perjure himself.
He was under oath.
So, just a heads up, they are total conspiracy theorists, and and he totally believes that 9/11 was also an inside job.
Okay, yeah.
That's fine,
So-
but that don't have nothing to do with what we talked about.
So
right
anyway,
I know. I just since we went there, I just give
Okay,
her a heads
so-
up.
now.
so-
I was
Look,
following
I'm
her
coming
logic.
into-
I was following
look,
her
I don't
line
know
of
these guys.
thought.
I'm coming into this
Yeah,
blind.
just a heads up. Arguing things like that, not gonna go much.
look, that's for another episode, okay?
Yeah,
So,
I know. That's
so
why.
back-
That's why I didn't want to continue that.
That's what I was trying to. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Okay, let's get off the
So
conspiratorial.
okay, so back to the question. I'm not sure if I got a clear answer or not. So you're saying the government knew about it beforehand?
To some extent.
To some
They
extent.
knew that there was threats of terror. I'm on the FBI's
Okay.
whatever statements about it right now. They are saying they knew there was some threat of terrorism. Manifested like by domestic violent extremists.
Okay.
But they didn't necessarily know like what direction it was going towards, and they didn't necessarily know like that it was gonna go like into the Capitol.
Okay. So, but there should have been mass amounts of government reinforcements in the area, correct? Because they thought it was a.
In the months in the weeks and months leading up to the electoral certification, the FBI collected and shared evidence or intelligence, coordinated and communicated among federal, state, and local law enforcement partners, positioned federal resources for potential deployment through these measures.
Potential deployment.
Yeah, the
So-
FBI worked on these close coordinations with the U.S. Capitol Police, the D.C. Police, and other law enforcement partners leading up to the joint session of Congress and planned demonstrations scheduled for January 6, 2021.
So let me get this straight. So we have possible, according to them, we have possible and maybe likely acts of terrorism going to be happening in Washington, D.C. area. Correct? Let's not do anything about that. What'd they do?
They had the police lined up. They had the
When? Before or after?
before, but they couldn't do anything about it at the point of when they were already in the Capitol. Our only goal then was to just get all the members of Congress out safely and no loss of life. Their point at that point was not to stop this from happening because they knew they weren't going to stop it.
The government can't stop a couple of protesters.
It's not a couple of protesters. Did you see the videos? And
Yes.
this was
Let's not act like thousands of people.
It was thousands
Let's
of people.
not. Okay, I don't.
This wasn't a few protests. This wasn't a small. Okay, this wasn't a small protest. This wasn't a small.
You're right,
anything.
you're right, you're right,
It
you're
was
right.
a big, large scale event.
You're right, you're right.
So, the U.S. Capitol Police does not have the manpower to do that. They're basically just security guards.
Okay, but get more people than the Capitol Police because you said
they didn't know what scale this would be at. They didn't know.
it's a potential act of terrorism. You should take it
Do you know
as
how
if.
many potential acts of terrorism there are every day in Washington D.C.?
Well, how many? How many?
Oh, I don't know, but hey, come on. Oh, you think I
Every
know numbers?
single time.
Every single day.
Every single time the president comes out to
And
speak,
this
there
is-
is a potential act of terror.
And also,
100%.
they're just
Oh, we know
talking
that very
about-
well.
They're just talking because this is a joint session of Congress. They're just saying there's potential acts of terrorism because of
Okay.
that, because
Okay.
of the joint session of Congress, and because of Trump's speech. But they didn't think that it would necessarily be to kill Mike Pence or to stop the vote. It's because of the joint session of Congress. So there's always going to be a threat for that. But for that, they just get the police. That's all they do. They just have the police on standby, basically. They're just hey, heads up, there might be something going on today.
And I just want to say that it doesn't have to be just a political event that can be a potential act of terror.
You know, it
any
happens,
large
every day.
gathering of people can be it can be a gathering of
concerts,
terror. You want to go to an
anything.
Ariana Grande concert? There's gonna be police there, but there could be an act of terror to happen at your Ariana Grande concert. But are we gonna have the National Guard come in?
No, because
beforehand?
Ariana Grande, not the Capitol.
Okay, they don't have.
Yeah,
the
that is
National
true.
Guard
This
there
is
every
new.
time they
Ariana-
go
Guard
into
there every time you go into
in-
session.
Okay, but like you said, the FBI knew it was coming, and they knew the
They
scale.
didn't know. They didn't know the scale.
They may not have knew the scale, but they knew that a large amount of people were going to be gathering in one spot, which happened to be the U.S. Capitol. Why didn't they do anything about it? They got the resources.
When do they ever also do anything about it when there's also like a protest or anything like that? They don't have the National Guard out there for every protest.
Okay, but you just said this was a potential insurrection. So
No, I didn't. I didn't say they knew.
You said
No,
when it started, it was insurrection. Yes or no?
Yes, I said it was an insurrection after it happened. Like what
Okay.
I'm saying.
Never said
Okay.
the FBI.
I didn't say the
that this
FBI
a
knew it was going to
potential
be an insurrection. I
Okay.
didn't say that. I
Okay.
said
Okay, my
I
bad.
called it an insurrection,
Okay.
like from just the event.
No, I have everything right now.
Okay, irregardless. If this
Is it
was-
irregardless?
Irregardless.
It's regardless.
No, it's irregardless.
No, sir.
Okay, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say.
I know.
If this was such a potential terrorist event, then they should have the manpower there to stop it. That's what our point is. Bottom line.
Okay.
The
I'm
Capitol-
just saying,
the Capitol
we
of
can
the
go
United
back and
States.
forth on this. What I'm saying is they don't do that for every single like.
But this wasn't every
That's
single event,
just-
according to y'all now.
It ended
This
up
was
not
an
being
insurrection.
that.
This is a threat to our democracy, right?
But they didn't know that.
It didn't start
Well,
as a
it's still-
threat.
okay.
It
Let's
started-
not act
no,
like
okay.
this.
Do we have a timeline? Do you have a timeline?
Well,
I
hold
do
on.
have a timeline. I do have a timeline.
Okay, well, no, hold on. When they just knew that it was going to be a protest, and it was an organized protest, and it was organized by certain people who are extremists, who are domestic threats. But
Right.
it was just a protest at the point. Like when it was Trump's thing, they knew there was going to be a
Well-
protest, and they were gonna. Y'all said they were just going to walk down there, and that's all it was going to be.
But didn't you just say the FBI knew about the Proud Boys and all of this? And doesn't the FBI know how radical they are and potentially
Yes.
where they're going to be? Okay, so
And let me add to
Okay,
that.
so you're
And-
so.
whoa, hold on. Let me add to what he said. The FBI. So the FBI knew that the Proud Boys were radical and everything, and knew they were coming to protest. The FBI can look at all the hotels. Okay, it's like 10,000 hotel rooms over here, 20,000 hotel rooms over there. So there's no way we should have caught them off guard. Can you
Okay.
agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
But, okay.
So
let's-
what's the problem?
Okay, so yeah, no, I'll tell you what's the problem. Okay, so y'all's argument is like, oh, the FBI should have known, they should have stopped it. It's their fault, they should have stopped it. It's not their job to necessarily like.
Protect against terrorism? It's not.
No. What I'm saying is,
Department of Homeland
it's
Security is not
their
their job to
Okay,
protect
it shouldn't have
against
happened
terrorism.
in the first place. It shouldn't have happened in the first place.
Okay,
Let me
regardless,
let me
it did.
okay. Let's not act like January 6th, the whole day, was when the insurrection started. Let's not act like that. The insurrection started when people broke into the Capitol.
Right.
Okay.
That is when it started. By the time people have broken into the Capitol, what are they gonna do? You know?
I mean, that's still
like what are they
Okay,
gonna
but
do?
either way,
so
all
let's
these-
not act like there should have been National Guard at the Capitol for some sort of nebulous reason that nobody at the time knew. There's just we're gonna have mysterious National Guard there. That doesn't even make sense. That doesn't happen when Congress goes into session.
Okay, but-
why would it happen at this time?
It wasn't just
Why
Congress.
would-
It was like, how many people was there? We want ballpark 50,000 maybe.
what, protesters?
Yeah.
I don't know the protesters. I only know that people went to jail.
50 to 100,000.
So if it's 50 to 100,000 people outside the Capitol, you shouldn't have National Guard there.
They were. I don't know how
No,
many
that's
were
not
outside.
how the National Guard works.
Okay, but then listen. So, but if it, like you said, it was potential terrorism. It's 50 to 100,000 people outside the Capitol. I don't understand why you wouldn't have the National Guard.
So okay, let me just ask you. So we keep going back and forth on this. What is y'all's like end goal with this line of question? Y'all just like what? You think it's the FBI's fault, or like you think it's they were involved in it in some way?
No,
or,
I
like,
do believe the FBI
no,
is
because
involved.
Okay.
why are we
What are
keep
we-
talking about this?
Yeah, what's the
Let me
end
clarify.
goal?
Let me
What's-
clarify. Let me clarify.
Okay,
What's
because
the end?
I
So-
don't really get going back in circles around.
Yeah. We're going to move on. We're going to move on. After I explain, we're going to move on. We are going in circles. I'll agree.
Yeah.
So we believe. Let make this clear. We believe that the Trump supporters were there to peacefully protest outside the Capitol. Okay.
So you don't think they had any plans beforehand of any
I don't-
sort of attacking the Capitol?
I don't
anything
think.
like that?
No, the people who went to Trump's speech did not have any plan to attack the Capitol. Proud Boys. That's a different story. That's not tied to Trump in any way.
I'm not saying Trump like.
What? Just
But
because
who's
they
the
support
Who
Trump?
do they support?
Yeah, who they
Ju-
support?
okay.
Who do
Okay.
they support?
Excuse me.
What does that mean? They
Who
can
does-
support whoever.
Yeah, I'm not saying Trump told them to do it. The Proud Boys to do that.
Okay, so how's it Trump's fault?
Yeah. So what are you saying?
Trump told the rest of the people to do it, and it was
When?
helped along.
We just
When?
in
we
his
just went over the
speech
transcript.
and tweets. I don't
It's so
think
vague.
that it was anything incited necessarily like at the rally that really made them leading up to it.
Oh, the tweets leading up to it, huh? I got the tweets during it. So, during his speech, the only thing
during
you
his speech or during the
during his speech, you said he like provoked it during his speech. The only evidence you have that is him saying fight, fight, fight.
and things similar to that. And
Like what?
Take back the country.
Let's not act
Take
like
back the
that's
country?
inflammatory language. Come on, let's not act
Inflammatory.
like that.
My high school was fight, fight, fight.
We were just talking about this. I don't care. I
Okay.
don't care if it was
Okay.
fight in your high school. I don't care. This is a crowd.
You know what he
of,
meant.
Let's say
I don't.
know the
I
exact-
don't.
Excuse me. This is a crowd of, let's say, 50,000 people. I don't know if that's the exact number.
Yeah,
but let's say that for the sake
Okay.
of numbers. This is a crowd of 50,000 very angry people who believe that their country is on the brink of death. Okay? These people are in a highly emotional, volatile state. When they hear the guy that they think is going to save the country fight, fight, fight. What's the response? To be like, yeah, well, my high school coach said that. I see that as a figure of speech. No, of course not. These people are in a highly emotional, volatile state.
So did
These people are going to take this literally.
So did all 50,000 people walk into the Capitol?
No.
No.
Oh, then obviously 98% of them, though the 99% of those 50,000 people did not take his fight
And
to be
wonderful
literally
for
then.
them. And good for them.
Uh-huh.
Wonderful for them. I hope they had a great rest of their day. But I don't care about those people. I care about the whatever percent of 50,000 for the sake of numbers went and stormed the Capitol in an attempt to kill and stop the count and kill Mike Pence
Yeah, no, okay.
and kill other Congress.
Well, yeah, that's another thing. It doesn't just matter of him saying fight, fight, fight. He's sitting there, his whole speech is saying, we lost the election, or no, we didn't lose the election. He's sitting there claiming that he won. He's sitting there claiming that there's fraud, claiming that the Democrats stole it, that they're the enemy, and all this stuff, and they need to take America back. And that is what I'm mostly talking about. How he's sitting there making those false claims that he didn't lose the election, that he didn't, that he, there was voter fraud, that he was cheated. But, like, his reasoning for it was him sitting there going, well, I was told we'd win. So how could we have lost?
Well, he can say that. He can say whatever he wants. He can say that.
Okay, so you're saying he can say whatever he wants, but if there's a response from that is a violent terrorist attack, I don't think he can say whatever he wants.
I don't think.
Let's not act like.
No, because I think that is mostly the reason that
there's a difference between a positive freedom and a negative freedom. A negative freedom. I have the freedom to go up and hail Hitler, or excuse me, hail.
Yeah. You can. You can go on the street. Yeah.
I can do that. But is that a very positive freedom?
No.
No, that causes harm to people. But if I have the freedom to,
Well, it doesn't cause harm.
It
It doesn't cause harm to people. Once you cause harm to others, then your freedom of speech has been revoked.
Yes.
But
I'm glad we're on the same page.
Okay.
So how exactly Trump's speech caused harm to people? Some people died. People died
Yes.
at the Capitol.
Yes.
And this was in his language. Let's just acknowledge that there was a lot of highly emotional language. We can acknowledge that, right?
Fight. I'm still in the.
I don't think that's highly emotional.
The only reason.
Okay.
I'm not saying that's the literal.
In his speech, what's the other reason in his speech?
Yeah.
To provoke these people.
Him saying, we lost the election. I hope Mike Pence does this right thing. He needs to not count the votes. He needs to not certify the election. If he doesn't certify the election, we'll win.
March over the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
Okay, that's one sentence because he's the.
And fight is one sentence.
Okay, and yes, and I'm also still talking and I'm still bringing up other points.
Okay.
He is also sitting there talking about how Mike Pence needs to do this, Mike Pence needs to do whatever. If we fight. He's saying we need to fight for our country. We need to take our country back. We need to go kill Mike Pence so he can't certify the votes. And then it can be left up to the states.
Whoa. So he said that after the fact. So he prefaced by saying we need to go
Wait, what do you mean after the fact?
He said before he said anything about Mike Pence, we need to go down there peacefully
and
protest.
The Mike Pence stuff was at the very beginning of the speech.
All right, let's see.
Listen.
Okay, even if he did say that,
okay,
then he can't. Then
that's at the beginning.
So either way, if he said that and then said it, or if he said that before and then said it, he prefaced it by saying go peacefully protest.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't care about the order.
And also,
Okay, well, you don't have to care about the order.
I don't care.
You don't have to care about
Okay,
the order. What he
okay.
said was
Like, let me
this
be
and
so
then
real.
said that.
Okay,
Let me be
okay,
clear.
okay. So let's say this. So let's entertain that he wanted to provoke people, right? Get people riled up. Why even mention? Go to the Capitol building peacefully and patriotic, make your voices heard. Why even say that?
Optics.
because
Oh, that worked great for him.
Optics.
Yeah, he should.
Yeah,
That-
no,
he-
it did. Because the rest of his speech was so bad. Yeah.
it did work great for him because
worked-
he's not sitting in a prison cell.
Yeah, it actually worked really well.
He got reelected.
And
And no one
he didn't get
cared about
convicted,
any of
so
it.
I guess he didn't do nothing wrong.
Yep. Yeah. If we're going off that knowledge, he did nothing wrong then.
January 6th committee didn't convict him,
That's
right?
not what we said. Come on.
'Cause
Be
he's the-
good faith.
The
Be
January
good faith.
6th committee did or
Good
did they
faith.
not convict him?
They impeached him.
Okay.
He's the president. They're not gonna convict him. They never convict anyone. They can't, basically. It's basically impossible to. Do you know the process? It's
Yeah,
basically
do understand the process.
impossible.
Okay. So
You
they
can impeach
impeached him.
whoever you want. It's easy and it's hard to impeach someone, but in this case, it was easy enough with all the evidence. They had 850 pages of it,
Yeah,
and but it's a lot harder to convict a president with immunity.
I hate to be that person.
But it's a
I
lot
hate to
harder.
be that person, but I don't think that you know what that process is. Like, I don't want to be that person because that makes me feel like an asshole. But I don't think that you know what that process is and how that works. And
Could they have done it? Yes or no?
Honestly, probably not.
Probably not. No, I mean,
Because they've
hypothetically,
never done it.
hypothetically,
Yes or no?
hypothetically, in the
Hypothetically,
perfect-
yes.
Hypothetically, yeah.
So they could have done
hypothetically,
it.
Well, no, but they're not going to because it's his up to his own party
hypothetically, I
How's
can.
that his own party?
because
The
it's
whole-
in Congress.
Okay.
That the House does that.
Okay. Fine.
That's up to the House, so they're not going to do it. So what I'm saying is it wouldn't happen just because we live in a two-party system and that's how our government works. But because it's up to Congress, like they're not going to go against their own. I mean, some people did, but
So some people did, but they didn't. They didn't convict him.
I mean it was like 10 people. So
But
that's not
nonetheless,
really-
it could have
No,
been
it's not
done and it didn't
party
happen.
partisanship
That's what I'm
didn't play a
asking.
role. Let's-
It could have been done, but it didn't
reality
happen.
of
That's
the rest of
that's
us.
bottom line.
technically, but it wasn't going to.
All right. I'm gonna take a few steps back here.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a few steps back here. So,
Alright.
Kate, you said earlier
Yeah.
they breached the Capitol and it was the police's duty to get who out? The evac the Senate chambers.
Well, House and Senate, Congress, yeah,
Okay.
because they're both in session at this point.
Yeah. But they successfully evac everyone out
they
the
didn't.
Capitol. Yes, before they broke in. Yes,
No,
they
they
did.
didn't. There
Yes,
was
they did.
well, all the members of Congress, but there was still hundreds of thousands of staffers and everyone else in there.
Okay.
They took out Congress first, but
Oh,
that
okay.
was,
So,
that was still as was happening.
Yeah, there were definitely still people.
oh,
in the
there were still people. I'll redact that. So there were
I mean,
still
there's
there were
like
still
thousands of people in the
there were
Capitol
still
at any
people,
point, so.
but they evac the Senate chambers and the Congress before they broke in. Can you agree?
It was
Disagree?
no, it was as it was happening, but
Not according to my timeline.
Not-
According to the January 6th committee, no, that's false. I don't know where you got that from, but
Can I? Yeah. Pull that. Can I see that, please? Let me see that sheet. Or
So-
just read it out for me, please.
so 11 o'clock, Ellipse Park, Trump's son takes the stage. 11:50, hundreds assemble on the east lawn of the Capitol, over a mile away from Trump. 12 o'clock,
Oh, wait,
Trump takes the
read
stage.
the whole thing.
12:50, huh?
we don't need to read the
please
whole
continue.
thing.
Please continue.
Okay.
No.
12:15, Trump encouraged and continues to walk down to the Capitol. 12:30, people begin streaming towards the Capitol. 12:45, protesters breach the southwest lawn of the Capitol. 1:10, Trump concludes with, "We're going to walk down Pennsylvania Avenue to the Capitol to try and give them the kind of pride and boldness they need to take back our country." 1:26, lawmakers evac Senate chambers. 2:13, rioters break down windows on northwest side, enters Capitals and open doors. That's the first breach. Then 2:25, mob opens northeast doors. 2:28, police manage to close doors. 2:38, Trump tweets, "Please support our Capitol police and law enforcement. They are truly on." I can keep going on, but
Yeah. No, I like that before they go down, pride and boldness. Pride and boldness. Do you not think that was inflammatory language to go down and? To
no, I don't. Have you heard how Trump speaks? Everything's pride and boldness. Okay. This Capitol,
Do you
it's
think
full of
that-
pride, boldness. The sky, it's blue. Look how blue it is. Like that's just how Trump talks.
But do you not think that to a crowd of, again, let's say 50,000
Mm-hmm.
numbers, of very emotionally charged people that could not be maybe a little bit.
Obviously
inciting.
not. Obviously not. Less than 1% of them breached the Capitol.
Well, I mean, obviously it was because that percent did breach the Capitol.
Okay,
so-
wait.
Because they were provoked to, again,
By who?
the
Look,
FBI.
Let me get to that.
So you
No,
think
Let me get to that.
we were on that before.
No, but
On
I didn't
the,
really, I
we
didn't
pivoted-
really
y'all
hit it though. I
pivoted away
didn't
during
really get a
last
chance to hit it
question.
though.
okay, just like overall generally.
I didn't get a chance to hit
So
it.
my whole thing with January 6th is that this was an obvious insurrection. It was
Hey, let's talk about the Black Panthers.
no.
No, I'm sorry. Can you repeat
I
that?
have a question.
Oh, no, go
I'm
ahead.
gonna.
No, I was talking-
I'm,
I know. I
yeah.
just didn't hear you. What'd you say?
It was an insurrection. It was Trump in like putting himself over democracy. It's him just like basically saying that he wants to get rid of the election. He's overturning the election. He didn't lose. Him just throwing a little temper tantrum, and then
Right.
it ends in this. And so that's my problem with January 6th is that it's this huge violent mob and it's an act of terrorism.
Is it a violent mob or is it a violent few?
Okay.
'Cause-
no, it was not a few. But also, so what is y'all?
Oh, it was a
what is-
violent few.
No,
So,
let's be okay.
can y'all-
Like, even if it was a few out of the crowd of again 50,000 people for the sake of numbers, that's still a lot of people. Like, let's not act like it was 5 people who went up there and like 5 crazy dudes who went up there and broke into the Capitol and did nothing. Like
So-
let's not act like. Let's live in reality with the rest of the world.
There was a decent amount of people in the Capitol, but very few of them actually committed any crime.
Any crime?
Yes, there was.
Just by entering the Capitol, they committed a crime.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, because they broke into the Capitol with the intent of, like.
So why
Any sort of violence.
so why are the police inside the Capitol if they broke a crime or just see them fist bump them, hand shaking them, let them walk by? There are police leading them further into the Capitol. I will on this
Do you want,
podcast.
you want what I was
Yeah. Okay.
Because the police are corrupt? What? I'm not shocked.
Not just a few
I'm not
police
shocked.
officers. This is like-
I'm not shocked by the fact that police officers would be leading.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
shocked.
I'm not surprised.
The police
They'd be on
the
Trump's
police
side.
are a
They'd be
right-wing
totally fine with
institution.
it.
I'm not shocked by this.
So why are those police officers not charged if they failed to investigate, according to y'all, a crime of breaking into the Capitol?
I agree.
So all those officers, according to y'all, should be prosecuted.
Yes.
Why aren't they?
I
That's
agree.
not up to
Why
us.
aren't they?
Our-
I agree.
Uh huh.
No, I agree.
But what? So what?
If
what
a policeman
Our court
helps a
system
protester get
sucks.
into the
Our
Capitol-
criminal justice system sucks. Like,
our criminal justice system sucks. Who prosecuted Trump? That sucks.
I mean, some of it.
Yes, that does.
It does suck?
took
Okay,
too long.
thank you.
It took
Thank
too
you.
long
to
and
get
they
the situation
didn't
right.
actually.
Yes, that does suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the same process who charged Trump, that process is flawed and sucked. Y'all are saying?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so
Yeah, I
wanna
would
go-
because it took too long. What's gonna happen now? He's president now. It took too long. They took far too long to do the justice.
I
that
mean,
needed
I
to
think
be
we
done.
have
beast
different
them. They did
Yes, it's
definitions
flawed.
of why
That's
it's
inherently
flawed.
flawed.
They did something to him.
But I mean, I do think he still should have been charged, and I do think it should have gone further. I think he should be in prison instead of the highest office in the land. But I mean,
In a well-functioning democracy,
we
you
can't
would be.
really do anything about that now.
So
Hold on,
ju-
let me
okay,
segue
go
that.
ahead.
Because look,
Okay.
y'all never let me talk
Sing,
about the
thank
FBI. Y'all never. No,
think that was a gotcha.
listen. So Ray Epps, this was the FBI agent confirmed. I got his court case right here. You look, pass it over there so they can read it. Now, so like I said, that's his memorandum. Like I said, not FBI. Ray Epps was a known FBI agent. He was in the Capitol. So I said, he said
Like
on January.
before the Capitol.
He was
shutdown?
there, he was on the outside, and then he provoked people to go in. Like I said, he provoked people to go in. He said, and quote, "We need to go into the Capitol." This is January 5th, right? Then once he breaks into the Capitol, he says,
Man,
we
where's
need-
his charge? Well, Trump didn't say anything about that, but he's being charged with fight.
Right.
Where's his charge at?
I don't know.
He said, let's breach into the Capitol. Word
Then
for word.
once he gets into the Capitol, he says, "We need more people." Later, the FBI has text on his phone to his nephew. I orchestrated the insurrection, if you want to call it. So that's Ray Epps, right? So then, Will, you mentioned Christopher Wray when he was deposed by
Yes.
Senator Clay. He asked him point blank, "Can you confirm that the FBI had some sort of engagement with your agents embedded within January 6th crowd?" And then Ray, instead of answering the question yes or no, he dodges it and says, "If you're asking whether the violence at the Capitol on January 6th was part of some operation orchestrated by FBI sources and agents, the answer is emphatically not." So
He literally answered the question.
No, he did not.
Can you repeat the question then? I might have misheard.
He answered, this is what he asked him. Can you confirm that the FBI had that sort of engagement with your own agents embedded within to the crowd on January 6th? Ray, instead of responding, says, if you are asking whether the violence at the Capitol on January 6th was part of some operation orchestrated by FBI sources and agents, the answer is emphatically not. Ray shot back.
He said no.
No, he didn't.
Yeah,
He said no.
He said no.
He answered the wrong question.
He didn't. That's not what he asked him. Then, so we go a
Am
little
I
bit.
just hearing the question like
Yeah,
multiple
I'm really-
times?
He was asked if there are FBI agents dressed as Trump supporters in the crowd. He said there was no FBI operation. What did he say? Before I get this wrong.
There was not an operation orchestrated by FBI sources and agents. The answer is emphatically not.
That is the
That's
same
literally
thing.
the
That's
same
it
thing.
is answering
You
that.
gotta-
He just answered. He answered the question.
No, that
I wasn't
is
mishearing.
how you'd
He
answer
answered
that.
the
That
question.
is how you'd answer that question.
You could have said this is a yes or no question.
He said
He said
emphatically not.
Okay,
Look.
if he said that, then why was Ray Epps in there? That's a lie then, right off the
mean,
bat.
He just lied under oath then.
So
That's what you're saying. He just lied under
That's
oath.
perjury.
How do
So
you
wait.
know-
Let me go a little bit
no, no,
further.
no. How do you know that he was told to do this by the FBI? How do you know that this was under official FBI jurisdiction that
He's
he
an
was there?
FBI agent.
It doesn't matter.
Irregardless,
he's a civilian.
irregardless,
Just like everyone else.
irregardless.
He could have been off duty. He could have been a civilian, just like anybody else.
No, he was not off duty. That's what I just handed y'all the thing that says they brought him down to a misdemeanor, so they knew he was doing it, and then he said they weren't perjury.
But that doesn't
brought
mean
him
that
down
he
to
was
a
doing it
misdemeanor.
with
He
the
was charged.
FBI.
It doesn't matter.
authority.
It doesn't matter. It still shows that the FBI was there and they could have provocatored the event. Was my whole point.
He was charged.
It
Great.
was one
He
FBI
was
agent.
charged with a misdemeanor. He should have been charged more.
Okay,
Now,
it's one
wait,
FBI agent. That doesn't
No, I got,
mean
No,
I got
one
multiple.
FBI
Hey,
agent.
I just read to you.
One
that-
FBI.
I just read to you.
Emphatically no. Are we still? Are we still? on this?
Listen. I just read to you the former. No, Steve D'Antano. I don't know how to say his name, but anyway, he said there were a handful of paid informants at the Capitol. This is FBI. Then former Capitol Police Chief Stephen Son said, in addition to the paid informants, the FBI had at least 18 undercover agents in the crowd, plus an estimated 20 from the Department of Homeland Security. So they knew there was people
yes.
there. Right?
There was undercover people there, but he
lied and said they weren't.
And
No,
I-
he
I-
said they weren't a part of it.
Can I point?
What do you mean they were a part of it? You just said.
No, they're there, but it doesn't mean they're being a part of it. They're promoting it. They're undercover getting information. They're not a part of it.
Hold on. Point.
Okay, so we're about the Proud Boys, and we can use that same argument.
Hold on,
Okay, all right.
I'm point of clarification, please. So these 18 FBI agents, whatever, were they there when the Capitol was broken into, or were they in the crowd when Trump was?
They were inside the Capitol before protesters broke into the Capitol. They were in the crowd beforehand and in the crowd during. Multiple FBI agents.
Okay, they were in both crowds.
They
Yes.
were inside the Capitol before it got breached, and they were in the crowd outside. There's
What do you
video.
mean they were inside
yes,
the Capitol before it got breached. I'd like to see that, please.
we got multiple videos of that. Also,
I hate to be like I can't do anything with a video.
no,
but I
no,
really can.
no. Yeah. We just don't have time to like pull up.
No,
You know.
no, I understand.
But
I
I do have a
understand
quote.
your
I do have a quote if I can find it. So multiple witnesses said when protesters breached the Capitol, some say there were Trump supporters already in the Capitol. This when the police secured the Capitol.
Witnesses say. And,
Yes.
And what was this?
Who are these
Who are these witnesses? Where was
It,
the
multiple
security? Where was this?
witnesses. Multiple witnesses have come out and said.
Where is this set? Where was this said?
Also,
Where was this set? Where were these witnesses? Where did these witnesses testify? Where was that said?
This is testified on. Let's see here.
so do y'all just like not believe that this was an insurrection at all? Y'all think it's totally just
No,
the
no.
government who did this?
I want him to.
I'm letting him get his thing. I'm about to continue going down. I ain't even done
So-
yet.
I want him.
So
where was-
actually, a Lafayette congressman. He's from Lafayette, not a Lafayette congressman.
Okay. Yeah.
Which one?
Thomas Massey confirms personnel dressed as Trump supporters in Capitol before breach. That's a congressman confirmed that.
Okay. Where did he say this?
This is on an interview with Tucker Carlson.
Oh, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I hate to be that way. I don't care.
Oh, so
On an interview with Tucker Carlson, are we gonna act like this is the same level of a witness in like
I
a
don't-
judicial?
he's a
hearing?
congressman.
I don't care.
He's Tucker Carlson didn't say this. A congressman said
Yeah,
this.
Okay, great.
he could have just totally.
Great, I don't care.
Yeah.
Anything y'all brought to the table, they could have just totally, just said that.
Yeah, he could have just said that.
What we
He
said?
went on Tucker
They
Carlson
could
and
have
just
said
said
that. We didn't bring up random interviews with Tucker Carlson. We're
Bro,
bringing up
this-
Congress,
there's
like
no-
court documents. We're not bringing up random
Court
interviews.
document.
Okay, we're not bringing-
the court document right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so
One
look,
that
let me
doesn't actually
continue
say
on. Let me.
anything.
This says nothing.
What do you mean I don't say
This
that?
says
Read
that
it.
one
Read
guy
it.
got
We
charged.
read it.
This
We read it.
one
Okay,
guy
so that's-
got charged with a misdemeanor. That's great. I hope he paid it.
No.
that
Don't
says
say no.
nothing.
Like, give it to me.
says
Give it to me.
nothing.
I'm gonna read it. Give it to me. I'm gonna read it.
Give it to me. Give it
That
to
was
me.
what. That's
This says, and quote. Let's get the first page. That's not. This is a unique case in the context of January
My
6th
question's
defendants. Although Epps engaged in felonious conduct during the riot, his case includes a variety of distinctive and compelling mitigating factors, which has led the government to exercise its prosecutorial discretion and offer Epps a pre-indictment misdemeanor plea resolution. So
Yeah.
they had.
That means he probably gave information about other people, and his charge got
His charge got-
listen. That happens all the time in court. That happens all the time. You make
gonna
deals.
let
Yeah,
me-
that's
You gonna let me finish what I said?
that's very commonplace in
You
our
gonna let me
court.
finish what I was saying?
Yeah, finish.
Yeah, please.
So,
please.
although Epps, let me read it again. Although Epps engaged in felonious conduct during the riot, right? So he engaged in felonious conduct. A variety of
that's it.
distinctive, compelling, mitigating factors. So if you know he's an FBI agent, right? We know he's an FBI agent, and they say compelling mitigating factors, and they say he did felonious conduct, right? So after the riot, Epps turned himself into the FBI 2 days after the riot. Makes sense. Immediately becoming aware the FBI was seeking him, incorporated with both FBI and the Congress participating in multiple lengthy voluntary interviews and engaged in at least 5 efforts on January 6th. So Epps was an FBI agent, did felonious conduct. They knew he was there. Did felonious conduct, knocked his charge down to a misdemeanor because he turned himself in, but he did felonious conduct.
That happens
That
all the
happens all
time.
the time.
If you turn yourself in, you will.
Why is an FBI agent telling people to go into the Capitol and they get in charge of felonious conduct and then getting it down?
Okay, all that told me is that he acted by himself. He wasn't on
No,
duty. He wasn't a.
He did act
Yeah,
by
this
himself.
told me literally nothing.
He
did
was.
act
He was
by
acted alone.
So-
That just told me he turned himself in because he's an FBI agent and he knew that that was going to happen eventually. That he knew he was wanted by the FBI,
That's fine.
and that's all that told me. And
So, why-
Yeah,
If-
I've gained
well,
no knowledge.
if he could I don't know, partook in felonious behavior, it got dropped down because one, he turned himself in, and two, he probably told them about other people and other stuff and gave them information. That happens all the time.
Okay,
There's
and
lots
I'm
of felonies that get dropped completely, get lessened, whatever.
No, and I'm not arguing against that. What I'm asking is, why is an FBI agent doing that in the first place?
Because he's a Trump
Because
supporter.
he's a Trump supporter and he's off duty.
No. So let me
Yeah.
go a little bit further. So
Yeah, go ahead.
That still doesn't matter. If he's an FBI agent, he shouldn't be doing this, right? Point
Yeah.
blank. Okay, so we can agree.
We weren't saying
We
that.
can agree there.
Yes, we can
Okay,
agree
let me
there.
go a little
I
further.
don't see what.
But
this
he's
whole
not acting
tangent
as
is
an
about.
FBI agent in this circumstance. He's acting as a civilian. That's his own just personal beliefs, and that's what he's acting on.
Okay, so he's acting as a civilian, but yet on the flip side, we have policemen acting as Trump supporters, and they didn't get charged, according to y'all.
Well, I don't know what happened with
Acting- I
them.
don't-
What do you mean?
Acting as-
They did,
I'm
I'll
not
tell you what
arguing
happened.
against-
They didn't get charged
Yeah.
for laying a bunch of people videos. We're gonna have the videos up.
Oh.
Walking past they're guiding them through the Capitol.
Yeah, I'm not denying there was a lot of shady stuff that day, but what I'm saying is, I'm saying, y'all are saying, that it, wasn't Trump supporters, it wasn't them, it was just to make them look bad, right? It was just the government, trying to make Trump supporters look like extremists and whatever. And
Yes.
No, I'm saying they did that point blank. These were a lot of normal people who got radicalized by online extremist groups, social media, whatever. And they went and did that. Then there was a lot of people who admitted to it. They knew it was wrong after they turned themselves in. They said, I know I shouldn't have done that, whatever. But and I do think there was other parts at play. Yeah, that's sketchy that there was police officers doing that. That's
There are
sketchy.
police officers taking certain select few, not the first person in the crowd, not the last. Specifically going after specific
But-
people, taking them in the back of the Capitol, unhandcuffing them, and then they're fist bumping each other and they get
Again,
escorted out.
We don't have this video in front of us.
Also,
So I hate to be like, I'm not going to take your word for it.
Uh-huh.
okay,
Okay.
I actually have seen
Okay.
this video.
But,
Okay.
okay,
And-
Christina, okay.
Okay, so I actually have seen this video, and I do know what you're talking about them taking them in the back and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That could totally be people who are also in on it with them.
That's
With the
what we're
Proud
saying.
Boys,
They're
with the
agents.
Extremist group. No. With the extremist group, with the Proud Boys, those are people who are on their side. And
Okay,
they,
so this
Yeah,
video.
I don't see- yeah.
So
how could it not also be
Again,
that?
the
How could it not also be
the
that?
police being
Okay,
the
I'll
police
tell
being
you-
Trump supporters.
I'll
that's
tell you. I'll tell you
is
how.
shocking.
I'll tell you how it can't. How that's crazy.
Okay.
Because these videos are out to the public, and no one's prosecuting these officers for doing that.
They should.
So okay,
What?
Did you know where these officers are? Do you know what's
Yeah,
happening?
do
they
you
have
know-
badges, Kate. Yeah.
Who are these? I don't even know who these
In-
Do you know where
are.
they're
The
at?
January 6th committee was identifying people with a sliver of their head. Of course, they can identify these officers
Doesn't mean they
in
can find them.
what
If they could,
They could be
if they
long
could
gone.
identify the sliver of the head, they can't find them.
So what? You think these officers?
But let's
All
make
right.
it, okay. But let's entertain it. No. I want to entertain this. I want to entertain
Okay.
this. I want to
Alright.
entertain this.
Please.
Pivot. Let's. Okay.
I'm gonna look at this.
So the January 6th committee fails to prosecute cops that could be
Hundreds of cops.
Let's entertain hundreds of cops that could be Trump supporters.
Mhm.
That's a failing on the January 6th committee, and that's horrible. I think they should.
Oh, so if you're entertaining this, then the January 6th committee is flawed.
Yes.
Well, obviously, we didn't say it was
I never
perfect.
said it was perfect. You're laughing.
Y'all built
like
your
this
whole
is some
thing
sort
on
of-
that January
You're
6th
laughing at me like this is some sort of gotcha moment. Like I don't feel got.
But this is the same committee that charged Trump, correct?
Yeah. So y'all still
yeah,
that
there
as a
could
basis.
still be
Somewhat.
absolutely somewhat.
Somewhat. It was
you mean
mostly
somewhat?
looking into. This committee's mostly looking into like people, and like
And
not
Trump is not a
necessarily
person?
all completely Trump.
And even if they had charged Trump, there
Uh-huh.
would still be flaws. Yeah, 100%. I
Okay.
can admit that.
But like that's a major flaw of not
Yeah.
arresting hundreds of cops
So
for
how-
just letting these people.
yes,
So
if we're
Wait, hold on, let me-
entertaining
let me
this
add-
line, if we're
let me add-
entertaining this line,
Uh-huh.
yes, that would be
Let me add.
massive-
okay, I agree. Okay,
I still didn't add what I was going to say. So the independent journalist interviewed Gavin O'Blennan, former CIA director, right? And they asked him, "Were the FBI agents in the crowd?" Of course, we already established, right? He said, "Of course."
and that's former FBI director.
Yep.
Okay.
Gavin O'Blennan. So the reporter then asked him, "Is the FBI being in the crowd a violation of their jurisdiction?" And he said a little bit. Okay. And then the reporter asked again, "Were the agents in the crowd? Did he know any agents that were there?" He said, "Mm-hmm." So on multiple,
He said, mm-hmm.
yes, like yes, mm-hmm.
Like you know.
So and then he asked him again. Let me go back a little bit. At the beginning of the interview, he asked him, "Can you set somebody up?" And O'Blennan said, "Yeah, you could kind of put anyone in jail if you know what to do. You set them up." And then
Former FBI director.
yes. Then
Okay.
the interviewer asked him again. When asked if the Bureau practices entrapment, O'Blennan says, "We call it a nudge." Okay, so if they call it a nudge, there's officers there or agents there, and he knew there were agents there. Why couldn't they nudge protesters then to get him arrested and also make the Trump supporters look bad at the same time?
Look, I can't answer for what the
Is that
FBI did
does
or
that make
didn't
sense?
do.
Is that possible? That's what I'm asking.
Technically,
Okay.
but like I don't
And
think.
we
the
didn't arrest
FBI
100 police officers, right?
No, they're shaking hands, fist bump, and guiding them through the Capitol.
I mean, it seems pretty cut and dry to me here. Former CIA
I mean,
director.
if we're gonna argue that like, is the justice system flawed when it comes to persecuting these
Yeah,
Trump
no, we
supporters?
were
So that's
never
not my
We
arguing.
were
That
never
was my
arguing that it was
It
that
just-
was never the argument.
It's
we
just
made.
very odd. It's just very odd that these supporters, supporters, quotation marks, yes, broke into the Capitol. I'll admit, there's video of that, of course. But how at the same time, there's hundreds of thousands of hours of Capitol footage of these cops not doing anything. How is that
You
not
know, these
odd?
are basically just mall security guards, right? Like they're
Yeah.
they're not
Okay.
they're
Are they still
not-
under oath? Are they still under oath on their badge? Then they can be prosecuted.
I'm not 100% sure, honestly.
what?
Like,
The
I
Cap-
don't- I don't even know.
Capitol
that.
Police
I
is
don't
under
even-
oath. The Capitol Police is under
If
oath.
they let Trump supporters, insurrectionists into the Capitol, yeah, charge them. I have no problem
We
saying that.
weren't saying like they're perfect. We're not arguing anything about them.
That wasn't my argument either. My argument was, is it possible the FBI provocateured this event to make Trump look bad? And I just presented all the
No.
evidence. Yes. What do you mean?
But
No,
okay.
the FBI does not care.
Why
enough
does
to
the
do that.
FBI
The
care?
FBI
Why do you think
want
the
to make
FBI's
trouble
motive is?
Why? Okay, I want
We're
to.
talking at the same time.
I want to ask a question. Why do they want to make Trump look bad?
I got this.
Why does the FBI?
I got this. So Kate,
Yes.
the other day I asked you why you don't like Trump, correct?
Yeah.
And
well,
you-
No, you asked me why I.
Why-
You asked
why-
me about like Trump's presidency, and like you were like, oh, like Trump, y'all already lived through it once. What are y'all so scared of again? Like this time?
Yeah.
That's what you're asking.
Okay, yeah, whatever. And so,
Because Trump would be a different answer.
okay.
Of what I told you. Just
Okay. Trump's presidency, got it. And you gave a bunch of personal, things, but you also said one of them was January 6th, correct?
Yeah.
That's why you don't like Trump's presidency.
Yeah. Do you want me to explain
Bingo.
on that further?
No.
Okay.
So So if the FBI, if the FBI did set this up, people like Kate now don't like Trump's presidency for one reason or another. Again, I'm not saying Kate doesn't like Trump's presidency because of January 6th, but now people like Kate think, man, Trump supporters and Trump let this happen. Let's not vote for him the next time.
I love that. But why? Why does the FBI care? That didn't answer why. Why does the FBI
Yeah,
care?
why don't they want Trump? to be
That's a whole nother can of.
Let us know.
What just like
Yeah,
summarizing
if you
it.
can summarize
Yeah,
it.
please,
I mean,
please.
yeah, just like a little quick.
Why does the FBI like Trump? Because he got in there and did everything that they didn't want him to do.
What did they want him to do?
He got in there. He started to build a wall. They didn't want him to build a wall
Why?
Why?
because they like illegal immigration, just as we saw.
The FBI likes illegal immigration.
Yes. The FBI, as y'all said, I mean,
It's
it's not
like,
crazy
you
that the
know that.
FBI is
That's not
flawed.
what the FBI does.
You said law enforcement. It's not crazy that law enforcement is corrupt, correct?
Yeah. Obviously.
FBI is law enforcement. So why is it
I
so
know.
crazy that the FBI is corrupt towards one party?
I'm not. Okay, no, it's not partisan. Their corruption.
Yeah.
Also, the
FBI
FBI
is-
doesn't really have like barely anything to do with immigration.
The FBI
Why would
knows
they-
what's going on in the United States borders, everything that goes around here. Yes,
But
true or
ICE.
false?
Well, what's going on?
That's
What's going on?
that the ICE controls the border. FBI is Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Yes, I know.
Okay, so anything, including illegal immigrants, the FBI investigates.
What's
They-
going on?
That's
What's
not
going
one
on?
of their main issues at all. Like that is mostly Homeland Security and ICE.
I didn't say it was the main
Look,
issue.
Okay, what's going on? Why do they love illegal immigration so much?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they can get Democratic votes from immigration.
FBI does not care about.
No. I'm answering her
FBI
question.
doesn't care about
No,
politics.
Democrats.
We just seen it.
Party
Whoa!
the Democratic Party has shifted to the right. The Democratic Party has shifted to the right on illegal immigration.
Since
They've
when?
Yeah.
shifted
What you mean?
to the right.
Last time I checked, the borders did a little bit, huh?
Border bill was basically just a revamp of Trump's 2016 position on the border. They've shifted to the right. What Democratic votes are they getting from the border? Where
all
are
the
the votes?
You want that?
Okay. So Biden's term. Let's go back to Biden's term.
Please.
A Democrat. There are countless. I'm real sorry for keep saying this, but I promise we're going to have them in. Countless videos of buses of immigrants coming across the border with Biden T-shirt. They don't know a lick of English, but they know what they were buying. Or this most recent election, a busload of non-speaking American citizens got pushed to the front of the election line to vote before everyone else, and they were waiting outside for hours. This bus randomly comes along with non-speaking English people, and they get to vote in the front of this line before the doors even open up.
I would number one have to see this
Okay.
nebulous video.
That's fair.
Let me
That's fair.
rewind.
A rational, normal explanation for this would be that there are a certain number of ballots, or it might be difficult to get ballots that are in a different language. Thus, American citizens who do not speak English, these people do exist. These are
Okay.
people that
Why
exist.
can't they wait in line? The doors were open for them. Why
Okay,
can't?
These are
I
like
wouldn't-
very
I wouldn't
specific
see this-
circumstances that it's like random.
Yes.
videos of very
Yes, yes.
Random low quality
Yes.
videos.
Yes. These are specific circumstances. So what? And that's called on camera. What the hell is not calling
Okay,
camera?
this is
Also, let me add to what you're saying. Also, in certain blue states, they're getting rid of voter ID laws. Why?
That's a great point.
because
Why?
they want more access to people who voted.
First of all, this is such a pivot. Okay,
You live in the United. You live in the United States. You don't got no ID.
Yeah,
You need an ID to buy alcohol. You need an ID to buy a gun. You need an ID to get a plane ticket.
No, not everyone does. Not
Okay.
everyone does.
Okay, but that's not
What
my
if you're
point.
homeless?
Wait, hold on. Okay, you homeless.
Let's get
Wait,
back
wait,
on
wait,
topic.
wait. I'm not done yet.
Yeah.
So you need an ID to buy alcohol. You need an ID to buy a gun. You need an ID to get a plane ticket. So why don't you need an ID to vote?
Look,
So, give me a logical reason why you don't need an ID to
I
get
never
a...
argued for
This is a pivot.
Wait,
Let's
hold on.
get back.
Wait. Why don't you need an ID to vote?
so that because that's another stepping stone. That's another thing that you need like all this information for. That's another document that you need that
To decide the president of the United States.
that
Yeah.
could stop you from
Why are we on
registering
this
to
right
vote. And so they want to give more people access.
What's stopping you from going to get an ID?
You don't have your birth certificate.
Look.
You don't have there's money. It costs money to get an ID. That's
Look.
another thing that technically could discriminate you from voting.
I rather.
It costs money to get an ID, and so
Okay.
therefore it could be argued that it would cost. It's like paying to vote, which was outlawed by the way.
No. But let's go back. This is such a pivot.
Okay.
Let's-
All right.
let's-
Okay.
That
let's
is
go
my-
back. Why?
What
Okay,
you
the
say?
FBI wants illegal immigrants to come in because of blue votes.
Look. No, you're right about the pivot. The FBI, just like what y'all said, are law enforcement, and they're corrupt and shady. I'm just going to end the FBI segment with, and we're going to get back to January 6th, with the FBI has plenty of reasons to benefit them and whoever conducts them to do this, to make Trump
And they
supporters
also
look bad.
said the FBI wasn't involved in politics, which is not true because they were involved in January 6th, right?
No.
We're
that
not
was
talking
one.
about-
That was
person.
one.
That's what y'all said. Y'all said the
That
FBI
was
wasn't
the
involved in
FBI
politics, and I just showed
response
you.
to events like this. The FBI.
So that means they're involved in it.
Let's be in good
That's
faith.
not
Let's-
politics. I'm
let's be-
talking.
That's not politics.
Let's be good faith.
No.
Let's be good
Okay.
faith.
I guess
Let's
it's not politics then.
Let's be in good faith.
Okay, let's
what
be
we
fair.
were talking about, was partisan.
I'm talking policy.
Partisan politics. Okay, let's not.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be in good faith.
I heard politics, so maybe I
What
missed
are we
it.
on time, by the way? I'm just curious.
Yeah, how
I
long
just
is
want
it?
to be sure that.
We going over, but we can either stop it here, keep going.
Yeah.
I know you have something to do.
Yeah.
I
if you
mean,
wanna
that's
take
at
a break.
7. That said 7.
7?
Yeah, if you want to take a break.
We can take a break.
real quick.
Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool.